dry, including some colourful language from the usually mild-mannered Jeremy Clarkson.
Good evening, welcome to I've Never Seen Star Wars. My brave initiate tonight will be trying some things he has never done before. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the star of Outnumbered, Hugh Dennis! Hello. Welcome. Lovely to see you.
Yes.
You found the flat all right, then?
I did, the flat's lovely up there.
Yeah. Now, you have never been down a coal mine. Which, no. Came as a great surprise to me. I've known you for a number of years, and I assumed, like most people, that you had at one time or another been down a coal mine. But when I talked to you about this, you were quite fascinated with this idea. Why was that?
Well, I have spent my whole life really feeling like a soft southern ponce.
That's because you are one.
Yeah, it's because I am one. But, bizarrely, well, it's not bizarre at all, my great-grandfather and every Dennis before him for, I don't know, 100 years, 200 years, had been a coal miner. And so we stopped coal mining in about 1935, I think, I worked out.
I mean, were you really up for this or not?
No, I was really up for it, because I was thinking that I would be hewing the coal, you know, I'd be whacking it with a pick and hauling it out, and I'd sort of look like the people who kind of do the boilers on submarines in war movies. Yeah. Kind of covered in coal dust and looking really quite sexy.
Let's have a look and see just how dirty you did get.
Right, be a little jerk as we set off. It's not me running round. Have you been to New Zealand?
No, but I think I'm heading that way.
Oh, that's right. You're 140 metres closer now, anyway, aren't you?
It's not a place for the claustrophobic, is it?
No, I wouldn't say so.
The keyhole in the
keyhole.
brick.
There's morphine in there, so if anybody has an injury that's not a head injury, the trained person can inject morphine. Have a look down there, Hugh. What you're looking at there is known as a stall. The stall was a yard wide. You at the back there? He's the father. He hews the coal out with a pick. He then shovels that loose coal into the covey, the wooden sledge. The person attached to that covey by a harness called the hurrier, that's his wife. And children came underground when they were 5-year-old. He's called a door trapper. His job is to open and close that door to force fresh air into the store to keep his mother and father alive. Come here, this is how you ask.
Yes, okay.
Press that number 3 which says men.
Yeah.
Just press that. Now listen to the reply. So that means we can open up and we're all right.
Fantastic.
No problem.
It's like div, 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 dog, dog,
yeah,
dog.
correct.
Can I just point out, before we go any further, they weren't mummified people.
OK.
They were plastic people. They'd been put into a bit of the coal mine.
Well, I'm very glad, because I was going to ask about that. Yeah.
But you think of coal faces, at least I thought of coal faces, as very sort of big things that, you know, they're all machined now. So there's not actually any pickaxing or whatever they use. But they're not really. The seam of coal might be only a foot or 18 inches high. Right. And that's it, really. Just hacking this black stuff out of the ground and then burning it. I mean, there's nothing more to it than that. Yeah. Really simple and very, very tough. So, did you feel any sort of connection to your ancestors at all? Well, not really. I mean, it was in a way I felt guilt, partially because, you know, there are only 6 coal mines left, or 4 or something. In, working pits. So the coal mining's sort of gone here altogether. But there is that sort of feeling as well that Britain has become sort of one enormous museum. And then in the gift shop. And they always upset me anyway, gift shops.
Gift shop,
because
yeah.
they're terrible. When you've got kids, they're absolutely awful because they don't
Yeah.
give a flying anything about the museum. They just want to go to the gift shop. You think,
Yeah.
well, we might as well should we not bother with the museum? Let's just go straight in and buy.
The Museum of Gift Shops is excellent.
Yeah.
Really good, because the gift
Yeah.
shop there is very discreet. And, it's wonderful.
But, you know, if you're going to buy something in a gift shop, in a mining museum, a national museum, you'd want like a lump of coal, wouldn't you? You want a coal, you want the lamp, you know, a tiny model of Margaret Thatcher with bits of coal rammed through her, that kind of stuff, don't you? That's what you want.
Yeah.
Instead, there was this tiny little section of mining things, and then most of it was like slinkies.
Yeah, yeah.
It says a slinky in a
But,
coal
well,
mine. There's
you
only
see,
one,
no, at that
one
depth.
enormous step.
Yeah.
It would just go straight down.
Down it goes. Good fun.
And that's it, just does it once.
Were they selling Billy Elliot DVDs?
Well, they should have done. I don't think Brassed Off is the one that should have been.
That's what killed it, really, is that so many of the next generation of miners went into ballet.
You know, we're very relaxed now, but someday that's going to happen to Guildford, isn't it?
Really? Museums of bankers, do you think? Hedge fund managers? What, a big pit of them?
Yeah.
And a gift shop that bears no relation to the life that they actually
Just between
led.
Woking and Guildford, in an old quarry.
It'd be lovely, wouldn't it, in the future, people on telly go, I went to that hedge fund museum in Guildford. You'd expect the gift shop to have the odd Porsche, wouldn't you? Nothing. Fudge in the shape of a wanker. And the children, I mean, children as young as 5 working down there.
I think that's fine, though, don't you?
We're both parents of fairly young children, and there have been times when I've threatened my eldest with the pit.
Yeah. But what they had to do, so the coal would be... this is before they had, like, mechanical props to hold the seam up. So you would mine in what was kind of like a little room, really, and then next door to it there'd be another little room, and the face... Yeah, en suite.
Lovely, yeah.
It's marvellous. And the kid's job was... So the father would hack at the face of the coal, and then his wife would have to pull the coal out on a small sort of trolley thing, and the kid would sit outside, and he would have to open and shut the door of this stall. And the door would be doing this. He had to do this to ventilate it, otherwise his parents would die. Now, that's not the kind of power I would give to my child.
No, definitely not. I mean, did it scare you a bit?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't like... I don't even like being under the bedclothes, really, so... being 130 metres underground is not...
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
ideal.
you did well, and they've given you a certificate.
Yeah.
That says Hugh Dennis travelled by cage 140 metres underground down the #1 shaft.
Yeah.
At the... Oh, now, come on. OK, so your experience of going down a coal mine, getting close to your ancestors, your marks out of 10, please.
Well, because it was great. I'm very glad I did it. It wasn't a proper coal mine. If it had been, it would have been a higher mark. I'll give it a 5, really.
OK, 5 out of 10 for going down a coal mine. Now, let's talk about literature. Are you a keen reader?
I read a lot, yeah.
Do you? What sort of books do you choose for yourself?
I read minds.
Do you? You getting that?
Yeah. You want me to talk about literature?
I
do. What kind of books? Well, all sorts
Yeah.
of books. All sorts of books.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
do. You've read a lot, most of the books from the I've Never Seen Star Wars list, but there's one very high-selling author, Jeremy Clarkson, whose work you had never read. Now, were you looking forward to reading this?
Yes. I suppose it was, really.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've come out thinking... you know, there are things that you violently disagree with. Am I allowed to read some?
Yes, please.
Can I do that?
Absolutely.
Hang on. So, so there are things that make you so cross that you can't, you know, go on, really. So he's wondering about what... there's a thing about whether tigers will cease to exist in the wild, and does that matter? And then, so he says, yes,